Hello everybody, welcome to another video. It's been a while, 3 months to be exact, and in that time, we got to 100 subscribers. Yay! Awesome! No, but seriously, thank you so much for 100 subscribers. It means the world to me. We're actually a little over, but we made it to the goal, it only took 7 years. But, yeah, thank you all so much for that, and let's get into the video. Today, we're doing the best albums of 2025. Side note, there's not a whole lot here because I didn't really listen to a lot of new music in 2025. But I've got like 4 or 5 albums. Hell, one of them not even an album, it's literally a re-recording of an EP. But, yeah. Let's get right into it. First we have Whitechapel, Hymns and Dissonance. So out of all the albums, this one's probably like my least favorite, but I mean, it's a good size of deathcore for sure. I liked Kin for what it was. I thought it was a good album. But I'll be remiss in saying that this album probably appeals to my taste a little more. Not to say I don't like it when Whitechapel slows it down and, sing songs, but yeah, there's tons of great tracks on here. I feel like there's definitely a lot of black metal influence on this. Weirdly enough, on Reddit and other places like the YouTube comments, I kept seeing people saying they're returning to form. In a way, they are, I suppose. In terms of heaviness, it is a return to form. Absolutely. In style, not so much. It's just much heavier than the last album, which, hey, it's all good, This album is really good. For a while, all I could listen to on Spotify was literally Mammoth God, because every other song was explicit content, but I worked that out. My friend actually bought me the CD, so I listened to it a lot in my car. This album is really good. Prisoner 666 is a good way to start the album. Nice, lengthy intro, but as soon as you hear the prison, I am Prisoner 666, Visceral Wretch, also one of the singles, was really good as well. I liked that one quite a bit. The title track has a cool, gospel breakdown thing going on. That was pretty sick. Aforementioned Mammoth God has a pretty sick tempo shift about half to 2/3 of the way in. I like that a lot. Bedlam has a really nice chorus. And yeah, I think that's about it. The album does lose steam a little bit for me by the end, especially with the closing track. By the end of the album, I've heard the same things played so many times, it wore thin a little bit on me every time I listen to it, but it's still a really good album. I would recommend if you are into deathcore of any variety, because this was pretty good stuff. We've got 7 with Interdimensional Act 3. I also realized I did not say who up next anything I'm terrible at this. Anyways, Interdimensional Act 3, 7. I love 7. Has been one of my favorite solo acts for quite some time. I first found 7 through the song Parallel, I believe, off of one of the... What was the other act? 1 or 2, I can't remember. I think which one Parallel was on. No, that was one of the first songs I listened to, but I think the first song I listened to was Skyline Divided. That's what got me into this act. That's what got me into this solo project. That's what made me unbearable. when it came to music opinions. I've always really enjoyed Seven. I've always liked the somewhat, like, cold and almost sterile instrumentation, but it still has, like, there's still melody, but it doesn't feel like the normal kind of melodic you would get. It's also very genty. Loads of genty riffs and goodness for all you enchanters out there, if you like that. This album in particular I've been waiting for 5 years. It's been so long. Anyways. But yeah, I quite enjoyed this one a lot. I will say this one had an abnormal amount of singles, but that is because I feel, nature of it taking 5 years for an album to come out is going to be. But the one thing I will say is that there were a lot of singles for this one. Some tracks that I didn't actually think would make it on here did make it on here, which is fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I liked all of the singles pretty much, some more than others. But yeah, this is a pretty good album. If you like genty music that's complicated and somewhat edgy, here you go. As far as individual tracks, the title track, which I played back there, is one of the best tracks. It's so good. It has everything I want to hear from a 7-track. Light electronics, sick-ass guitar riffs and leads, a chorus that'll make you want to do things. It's got all the bells and whistles. Its pre-chorus is also probably one of the catchiest parts I've heard in a hot minute. As far as other tracks go, Contact is mostly okay. It's the very by the numbers track, but there's nothing wrong with that. The Simulation, I quite like that. That was one of these singles, I believe, from a few years back, and I really like that one. It's got a really nice chorus, and the song is good. Shadow, I believe, is on here. I probably should have checked before I started recording. I think Shadow is on here. A more somber, softer track. Nothing wrong with it, but it kind of reminded me of that one track. It reminded me of that one track. I think it was Inanimate off of Dark Scientist. It's okay. I think it's not as good as that track off Dark Scientist, but it gets the job done. As far as other tracks, I like Tremor. That one's pretty cool. And then the only track I'm not too big on, and this isn't just that I may actively dislike, I'm not sure yet, is The Catalyst. That one was kind of, I don't know, the chorus wasn't hitting, and I wasn't a fan of what was going on. Anomaly was one of the singles, I believe, and that one was, I quite like Anomaly. I think it's got some really cool lead guitars going on, and the chorus, while not my favorite, is pretty respectable, pretty solid. As a whole, I think this is a really good album, though. I will say, if you don't like long albums, this is not the one for you. This album is over an hour long, and most of the songs are at least over 4 minutes, not counting Shadow, so be prepared for a sit. But anyways, yeah, let's move on to the next one. Assemble the Chariots with World Architects Reintegration. Now, I saw this pop up on Spotify one day. Now, I happened to like their last album from 2024, so I was like, okay. So I listened to it, and it was pretty good. This is a re-recording of their first single or EP or whatever you want to call it from 2015. And I'd say it's a pretty good re-recording. I don't think the originals sound bad or anything, but I'm not sure if they did this just because they thought the production wasn't up to snuff, or if just like a 10-year anniversary thing, do some re-recordings. And yeah, I like this a lot. More deathcore is what it is. It definitely doesn't have some of the stylings of the last album. The last album had a very like power metal thing going on, almost. At least influentially, not actually in the musicianship too much. Here, it's more of a standard deathcore affair with the whole symphonic thing. It's pretty cool, though. This song particularly has a really cool section that I just played that I quite liked. As far as it goes, it's 3 songs. There's really not much to talk about. They all have nice big riffs, genty, if you will. Symphonic elements are pretty damn good. You know, if you like symphonic deathcore and you're looking for a new band, check this out, or hell, check out their last album. But yeah, this was pretty good, exemplary stuff. I don't really have too much more to say other than keep it up. I will be looking out for that, for whatever these guys do next, because and finally, for the last one, which I didn't give a thing for, whatever, I don't fucking care, we have Legion with the Ossuary Lands. This was my favorite album of 2025. It's the one I definitely listened to the most out of them. This is fucking tech death if I've ever heard it, and it's some of the best shit ever. Now, if you know me, you know I like, I don't want to say complicated, but I do like tech death like this quite a bit. I like tech death that's fast, aggressive, but has all the melody, all of it. Anyways, this album is like the only album I like with this band, at least fully. I like some songs off other albums, but like as a whole package, this is my shit, man. I live for complicated, I suppose. I love all the tapping. All the fucking tapping sounds so cool. I love the tapping. I love the melodies. The melodies on here really sing, in my opinion. The one from Chaos Theory I just played for you, I love it so much. It's so cool, and it gets me so in the mood for what's about to come. And the solo later on in the song is fucking... oh! I literally, as soon as the first notes hit, and it's like in the same... because the solo takes off from that lead that the guitars do. The lead guitars from the lead guitar, and it just it's like peanut butter and jelly, if you ask me. Chaos Theory absolutely roars this album to a start. You do have Refraction to begin things off with, which is a nice little acoustic intro before, you know, Chaos Theory. After Chaos Theory, you have Driftwood, which is one of the more, like, I guess, radio accessible songs, or further, but it's still, like, way more complicated than anything else you would hear on the radio. And it's a really nice song. It's also one of the 2 songs, I believe, that features clean vocals. I can't remember if any others have some very minor ones, but this one has a clean vocal in the chorus, and I really like it. I think it's very good. Really fits the kind of dark, melancholic feel of the track, which I really enjoy. And the ending guitar lead on the track, oh my gosh, it's just pure bliss. Oh. Then you have The Swarm, which is not one of my favorites on the album. It's okay. I think it's a good, nice, heavier track. But it's not really what I look for in tech death, really, a lot of the time. If you're gonna do heavy in tech death, for me at least, there's gotta be like a power chord going on or something. because if it's just like pure raw heaviness, I have a little bit of a hard time getting into it. After that, you have Dai's Irate, which is a really good track. I love this one. The chorus is really nice, and I love the bridge with the... And I love the bridge. The guitar... Sorry, I'm really struggling because I know music, but I don't know music. The guitar part that plays there is really nice, and it's just like... It just is like literally music to my ears. After that, you have Carried by Delusion, which has one of the best intros out of all the songs, in my opinion at least. Sorry. Has one of the best intros. And it ends with a really nice lead. And that intro actually comes back in the latter half of the chorus. And it just sounds so fucking cool. And the solo, I believe there's a solo in this track, right? I mean, there's solos in most of the tracks. It's fucking amazing. Please, yes. After that, I think, is Dark Matter Dynamics, which I initially didn't like, but I gave the song a fair shake, and now it's like one of my favorites. I will say the little acoustic guitar part is cool, but the melody it plays after with the electrics, it's not my favorite, but I still like the track overall. It's a great track. Awesome. After that is... well, I can't remember. I think it might be the 6-minute track, which is a pretty good track. It's also the other song with the clean vocals in the chorus, and it's a pretty alright song. I like it well enough. Not my favorite, though. And then we have Imperial, which is another one of my favorites. It's like, I mean, lead guitar is good, melody good, it's all good. And then the album closes with Scythe, which is a pretty decent closer in my opinion. I like Whitechapel. This one has somewhat diminishing returns. The style does wear a bit thin on me by the end, but I still really enjoy this album. This is my favorite album of this year. I like this album a lot. I love this album, actually. I take that back. I don't like it. I love it. And I'll be very excited for whatever Allegiant does next, because this made me a fan. Right here. This one. Yes. More of this, please. Although, you know, innovate. I don't fucking know. Anyways, yeah. Listen to this album if you haven't already. It's very good. If you like tech death, listen to this. Okay. And yeah, that'll be the end of the video, I suppose. I don't really have much more to say, other than thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. When's the next video gonna be? Don't ask me. I don't know. Have a good one.